What if I told you the biggest threat to freedom today isn't wokeness, but something far more dangerous, something cloaked in data, disguised as progress, and fueled by the unchecked ego of billionaires? The real mind virus isn't wokeness or empathy, it's technomonarchism. Let's start with the basics. The Enlightenment was humanity's great awakening. It tore through the darkness of divine right and arbitrary authority and declared that liberty, reason, and dignity were not luxuries. They were the birthright of every human being. The Enlightenment wasn't perfect. It didn't fulfill its promises for everyone, but it laid the foundation for something better. A world where no one is ruled by kings, priests, or tyrants. But today, we face a new kind of tyranny, not crowned in gold, but backed by servers, algorithms, and stock options. The new kings aren't monarchs in palaces. They're technocrats in boardrooms, CEOs with launch pads, oligarchs with Twitter accounts. And the loudest among them is Elon Musk. Let's be clear. Musk built his brand as a visionary. He wrapped himself in the aesthetics of progress, space travel, electric cars, clean energy. He played the part of the Enlightenment futurist. But the moment he started speaking unfiltered, the illusion shattered. Because what he represents now isn't progress, it's regression. Not into the past, but into something worse. A digital caste system where liberty is replaced by loyalty to power and self-determination is sacrificed on the altar of optimization. He calls it a woke mind virus. That's the distraction, that's the bait. He wants you to think that the danger is people asking for equality, dignity, and justice. He wants you to believe that freedom of expression, bodily autonomy, and human rights are somehow a threat. But let's go back to first principles. In the Enlightenment tradition, freedom begins with sovereignty of the self. That means no one, not a king, not a priest, not a CEO, has the right to dictate who you are, what you become, or how you live, as long as you do not harm others. So when someone attacks wokeness for affirming the rights of trans people to define their own identities, what they're really attacking is morphological freedom. The right to define one's body and selfhood, the very right that transhumanists and Enlightenment thinkers alike have fought to protect. And when Musk mocks that freedom, when he derides his own daughter for living authentically, that's not a culture war. That's a war on liberty itself. Let me say it plainly. The true mind virus is the belief that a small group of powerful men should determine the fate of everyone else. That data can replace democracy. That leadership is about domination, not stewardship. That is technomonarchism. And it is fundamentally opposed to Enlightenment values. Because at its core, the Enlightenment demands accountability. Technomonarchism avoids it. The Enlightenment insists that power be questioned. Technomonarchism centralizes it. The Enlightenment champions reason, evidence, dialogue. Technomonarchism weaponizes technology to suppress dissent and manufacture consent. And here's the most dangerous part. It pretends to be neutral. It hides behind the cold logic of efficiency. But what is optimized in a system built on hierarchy? Profit, control, compliance, not freedom, not truth, not life. And that's the crux of this entire conflict. Whether we will build a future where technology liberates us or enslaves us, whether technology will be used to reduce suffering or to entrench power, whether automation will free us from toil or make us irrelevant. Because the systems being built right now aren't designed to make us free. They're designed to make us manageable. And that's not the Enlightenment. That's the Endarkenment. So let's call this what it is. A crossroads. The technocrats want a future where liberty is replaced by algorithmic control, where identity is policed by billionaires, and dissent is shadow banned in real time. But we don't have to accept that. We can reclaim the Enlightenment. We can build a society where technology serves life, not power, where automation ends scarcity, not freedom, where every human being has the right to self-actualize without fear of censure, exclusion, or engineered dependency. That's what this moment demands. Not nostalgia, not nihilism, but a new enlightenment. One that finishes what the first one started.